Alright, this is the Undersound with Cherri B. And as I always say, this is a platform for underground talent, independent artists, designers, all type of talent to be heard. I feel like there's a lot of talent out here, way better than talent out now. And social media has made it easy for a lot of whack stuff. So I like to push the people that I feel are really like that. So this is why you're here. Introduce yourself. We have SLY SPITTA.
Yes, sir. What up? What up? I go by the name SLY SPITTA, East Coast representative, Brooklyn to be exact. We here, man. Rose up.
Okay. Now talk to me about the inspiration behind the name SLY SPITTA. Why did you decide that was gonna be your artist name going into your artistry of works?
Well, it actually took a little time of development. Like before SLY SPITTA, for those that know my artist name before that, I know I done came a long way. So me just kind of building my sound and just kind of developing into my just my musical abilities, the way I attack beats, certain pockets. Like I just felt like I always had a smooth approach to the way I approached any track. And SPITTA just kind of, even though I'm smooth with it, like don't get it twisted, I can still spit bars and give you a story. So even though I'm a smooth storyteller, I'm always gonna hit you with those daggers. So I feel like that just combines together. So you're gonna get some smooth shit, and you're gonna get that smooth shit on the SPITTA side too.
Heard you.
Yes, sir.
So you say Brooklyn, New York, you from?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Brooklyn.
Ma'am.
I definitely did that again. My fault.
Now look, how would you say your environment had an impact on your sound coming up as an artist?
Huge. Huge, because we're products of our environment, so naturally you're going to be influenced by things around you without even noticing. So I would say, even though I spent a lot of time growing up in Brooklyn, my uncle, he played a lot of Caribbean music, Barrington Levy, he played LL Cool J. He played a lot of different artists that just inspired me overall. But just being in the New York scene in general, this East Coast sound, having some of the greats, Big J, like a lot of these artists just contributed to me developing my sound as an East Coast artist as well.
Okay. Now, I see you were in your early ages of your career. You were in a trio, so you started out with a group.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the group was Triumph Never Tarnished. Talk to me about that. The inspiration behind the group, how it came about.
Sure. So shout outs to my guys, TNT. We founded that in high school, 2009, and ever since then, we pretty much just tackled a lot of things as a group. We dropped a couple projects. We just put in a lot of reps and grew as artists. And once COVID happened, we pretty much, we got separated within our tracks. Still together, but just separated. So I took the time to really tap into my artistry even more. And that's when I put in more reps to actually develop in my first solo album entitled Rose Up. So TNT had a huge development in where you see me now, because it just helped me build up the reps to putting out my first official project. So the guys, they've always been with me. Scully produced about half of the tracks that's on the project. Preem wasn't a part of the Rose Up process, but he's been with me throughout the process after and going forward. And he's behind the camera now, so shout out to my guy Preem as well.
Yeah, whenever he want to get in there.
You know that.
TNT.
Yes, sir. So we're still my guys. The team is still strong, but we're just moving differently.
Okay, I feel you on that one.
Come on, baby, you already know the vibes.
Okay.
We out here, baby. You know that.
Now, March 19th, you dropped Rose Up. Okay, so now talk to me about the inspiration behind that, and talk to me about the inspiration behind the cover art.
So, Rose Up,
which is this, y'all. This is the cover art.
Oh, shit.
See, hold on.
Artistic shit. Tap in with the good shit, But Rose Up pretty much represents rising up to the occasion and shooting your shot. Because we all play this game of life, you know what I'm saying? If you wake up, if you're here, you're blessed to see another 24. So, Rose Up in the simplest form is pretty much me telling my life in game form. So I'm taking you through an entire journey, all 4 quarters, just pretty much telling you my life, things I've been through, and just introducing you to my life as an artist. So it just talks about a lot of different things, growing up in Brooklyn, starting my music career, tapping into the love scene a little bit, showing my lyrical abilities, giving you a little bit of everything that I've experienced as an artist. So I feel like Rose Up just represents me stepping in to this rap game and really shooting my shot as an artist. And I'm inspiring y'all to shoot your shot or whatever y'all doing too. And as far as the cover art, when you take a look at it, it gives a lot of different things. But the number one thing is me popping out of the middle, because at any given moment, anything could change. And for the better or for the worse. And this album is definitely for the better. So Rose Up, that beginning art cover where you just see me popping out, it's really me rising up to the occasion. And listen, man.
I feel exactly.
I feel
what
like,
you're saying.
every time I think about the cover, it gets a different interpretation. So this is not scripted, but the art itself really just represents me rising, and rising in many different forms. When you really look at the art cover, you'll see all the things that are attached to it, but in the simplest way, I want y'all to interpret it as well. But it's me just pretty much rising up from nothing, and from there, when you rise from nothing, you can only go higher. So I leave the rest up to y'all. So,
I better hear it. So you have a couple fan favorites. You have Rose Up, Much More, AM, PM, Shot Clock, Ride For Me, Game Time. Yeah. Those are the fan favorites. So,
yeah, those my stars.
So
lit.
What was it like making those? Why you didn't expect those to be your best songs? What did you, out of those songs, what did you expect to be the best song for you to this album?
Give me the stars one more time.
The best ones that fan favorites are Game Time, Ride For Me, Shot Clock, AM, PM, Much More, and Rose Up.
Okay. So, AM to PM is definitely one of my favorite tracks on there. Shout out to Scully for producing that. Actually, damn, I would say out of the 6 tracks you mentioned, Scully produced 5 of those. So shout outs to my guy. But Shot Clock is one of my favorite songs. That was actually one of the first songs I actually made for the project. Much More is one of my favorite songs as well, because I feel like Much More just has a totally different brightness to it that I feel like no other track on the album has, and I just really love the storytelling aspect of it. So I would say Much More, AM to PM, and Shot Clock. That'd be my faves out of those 6 that you mentioned. You know, each song holds a special place, you know, but being that we just on those, I'm gonna give you those 3: Shot Clock, AM to PM, and Much More.
Okay, so when did you actually start doing music?
I started making music in high school. So I was about like 16, 17.
So how would you say you transitioned as an artist from when you started until now?
Well, so much has changed, and it's crazy. Like, I feel like I'm still young in this shit, but so much has changed within the 10 years that I've been doing it. And one thing that I would say has changed drastically is we have a lot more control of our artistry. You know, I feel like a lot more things have come into light. I feel like back then, we were doing the same things we were doing now, but with less knowledge attached to it. But I feel like now, as an artist, still in this game pushing forward, being that we have all the necessary tools to move forward and putting in all the reps with the music getting better, there's no reason why we can't continue to elevate as artists. So one thing is for sure, the content has never stopped. You have to continue filming and branding yourself as an artist. And I would say the number one thing is you actually have to do more than just rap. I feel like back then you could just make music and get away with it, but I feel like now you have to really be the full package. You have to be the artist, you have to know the back end of your work, you gotta take care of your marketing, you have to make sure you have a plan going into these things. Like, everything has to be a lot more strategic. I felt like back then, me personally as an artist, I wasn't that strategic. I just solely focused on the music. But the biggest thing, being seasoned into the position that I'm in now, is learning a lot more back end aside from the music, and that's what's most important, because that's what takes the music off to the next level.
Okay. Now you said that was my next question. You said as an artist you have to put all that into the music and, you know, the business side, marketing, and everything. So what are some ups and downs you've faced being an artist so far?
A lot of broken promises, a lot of waiting. You know, when you do music, especially the route that I took, you're not dealing with just one person, you know, so there's a lot of moving parts. So you have to kind of compromise and make sure everybody feels the same way about something before you can move forward. So I was saying, having to wait and knowing that it's a team effort, you know, regardless of how you feel, unless it's approved, yes, by all the people on the team, then it's not a go. So learning how to really be a team player. Not saying that's an up and down, but you have to learn patience within that process because it's a lot of trial and error and it's a lot of brainstorming with people. You got to make sure you're on the right page with people. So that was one thing I faced. I would also say a lot of people trying to scam you and get over on you. You know what I'm saying? This music business is not it's not a walk in the park and there's no manual for it. Everyone would tell you how to do it their way, but everyone's way is different. You know what I'm saying? So I would say another thing I face is just dealing with opportunities that don't really fall through. You know, a lot of people want to put you in positions that they're not even in that position themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are capped. So trying to read between the blurred lines of people that present false opportunities. You know what I mean? So learning how to navigate around that, learning how to network. You know what I'm saying? Being in the right rooms, making sure you're just put in a position to win. You know, half of this music game is really being in the right rooms and just having an opportunity to be heard. You know, so I would say once I found my team and I got my strategy down packed, certain things are still hard, but I know where I'm going and it's a lot easier to move. Even though I'm moving slower, I'm moving correctly. So, a couple pointers. Reading between the fuck shit, you know, staying true to your musical craft while still growing, and always strategize and having a plan.
Okay, that's a fact. So is that ups and downs, or did you say the ups, or?
I said some downs, definitely dealing with the fuck shit, having to be patient around a lot of things because when you see a musical project, it's not just one person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most times you'll get those very select few that mix, master, produce that whole thing, but these projects are really collaborative efforts.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you are a collaborative person when you're getting into this world, and which comes with different opinions. So not saying it's a down, but you just have to be very patient.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, you have to be patient with the process.
Okay.
But within this music world, really understanding that patience aspect, trying to read between the fuck shit because there's a lot of ways to make money in this industry and a lot of people will fuck you over if you don't know your shit. So I'm still learning my shit, but
that's a fact.
For all the artists out there, learn your shit because it really pays too. And also learning where your music goes, learning how to market your shit properly. Like if you don't know exactly what your niche is or where you can push your music to, that can also be frustrating because you're in a big musical field and you're just kind of shooting with a blindfold because there's so many people out there. So I would say also learning yourself as an artist. I feel like once you learn your artistry and you learn your music, you have a better opportunity of honing it down and directing it to the people that want to consume that music.
Okay. Well, then I was about to ask you what advice would you give artists, but you just answered that.
I can still give you some. I can still give you
But
that.
no, I really want to ask you. So you performed in London, Italy, and France. How was that? Cause that's like
Thank you.
That's fire. Congratulations on that.
Thank
how
you.
was it performing? I want to know how was it performing there, and I want to know how was it performing at. Did you perform at Day Summit?
Yeah.
How was it performing at Day Summit? Like, what are your performances like?
So, the overseas vibes. For anyone that knows, when you from New York and you go anywhere, you just stick out. You know what I'm saying? So that was an advantage to me overall. Secondly, the people are just naturally gonna gravitate towards you because you don't look like them and you don't sound like them. So they're attracted to the unfamiliar. So those are two advantages. Then thirdly, I perform my ass off. So people receive my energy. So I would say people are more likely to embrace the unknown when you're overseas. You know, they take you in and they actually receive you. They don't shun you away. And there's actually a lot of opportunities for people to perform and get the shit out there if you're in the right rooms. So number one thing I would say for overseas, it was actually a lot easier for people to just give you a chance. I feel like when you in this New York world, like people will fuck with you after a couple times of hearing you, or you guys see them a couple. Like there's a lot of other moving parts, but with the OT, I definitely feel like the first time they honed in and they honed in the right way. So I appreciate y'all for really fucking with me overseas. New York is a totally different playing field, but I still love it because it actually made me a better performer overseas. When you in New York, You gotta have that tough ass skin because not everybody's gonna fuck with you, and even if they fuck with you, you won't know until maybe you see them a couple times. Or there's a lot of things that just make people show love
funny.
without even showing love.
Yeah.
Like they'll fuck with you and not even crack a smile. Like it's just hard to read New York. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But regardless of it, New York really sharpened my skills. Just commanding the crowd, learning how to move rooms, like build reps, and then actually having fun after building the reps. So
And you opened up for Joe Budden.
yeah,
Hey. How was that?
That was actually one of my biggest, earliest performances when I first started off. Did that with the Gang TNT at SUNY Potsdam. Probably one of the biggest crowds I saw getting into the music world, you know what I'm saying? Just off the strength of Joe Budden. Really great time. One of my longest sets ever. Well, it was like 45 minutes, bro. We had like a 45-minute set. Like, that was crazy. Having our DJ there, the whole team, it really felt like a great monumental moment. So, shout out to Joe Budden, even though he ain't even on the stage no more.
So, talk to me about your clothing brand and, you know, how did that come about?
So the Rose Up collection.
I see it.
Yeah,
I see the shirt.
Wait.
Wait.
The hat. I got the hat on. I got the socks. I got the hat. I got the socks on.
Wait, show the shirt. You show the shirt.
So,
hold on, let me get the zoom in.
It's the hoodie, Rose Up collection. Let me just do a quick back. I got the album on the back.
Okay, heard him. Wait, hold on, cause it's sheer, so I can't see the.
Oh shit, my fault.
The back.
You got it up.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just one of many designs, but the Rose Up collection, it consists of clothing, jewelry, rolling trays, lighters, socks, hats. It's like literally a little bit of everything, and each piece just has a different contribution to the album. But I wanted to give something to people where they can, because here's the thing, people fuck with the merch without even fucking with me. So when they see it combined together, it's almost like a win-win, you know? But the merch helped me just market myself a lot more, you know what I'm saying? It really helped me elevate that. But within the merch, I feel like everyone has something to choose from because, like I said, rolling trays, lighters, hats, socks, bracelets, necklaces, ring coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
Need that ring.
You got a little bit of everything. So, and I've never had a bad compliment on my merch. It's just a matter of getting it in front of more people. So, the merch process is definitely something new for me. I learned a lot, spent a lot, like just got my feet wet. But going forward, you're gonna see a lot more of the collection and a lot of things coming up soon. But the first launch was definitely a learning and successful experience, and I'm excited to see what comes next from it. The first drop was last summer, and the next drop is coming later this year.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
if
you.
Nobody told you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
That's good. That's good to hear. So, what's next for you? What's coming up?
So right now,
Dropping any music videos for this album? Rose Up?
of course, yeah.
Okay.
So at the moment, there's 2 videos out. I just dropped my second video for the album, which is Champagne for Pain. Throughout the year, my goal is to actually really build my social media presence. So I'm going to be dropping a lot more videos for the album. I'm going to be actually putting together 2 of my personal shows where I'm like really locking in with some great artists around New York, and we're going to put together some
You
shit
need a
for y'all.
host.
Yeah, yes. Keep you posted. But
Okay.
2 big shows coming up for me. Still performing around New York. Gonna be traveling throughout the year. A lot of moving things coming up for the summer and the fall. But just know I'm gonna be active online and outside. So keep me on your radar. And if I see you when I see you. But just know I'm around putting in these reps.
Last thing. What's one thing you can say to an artist that's trying to do what you're doing?
One thing I would tell any artist that's pushing is don't be afraid to learn yourself within this process, because when you dig deeper and you learn yourself as an artist, you actually get to develop your community and build your relationship with your fan base. So tap into yourself more so you can actually connect with your fans. Focus on the music, and aside from having fun with the music, focus on your back end work, because both of those two coexist together. So stay true to yourself, have fun, get to work, man.
So I want to thank you for coming on the Undersound Cherry B, and I also want to thank you for deadass coming here showing artists that nothing is easy, and you do have to put the work in no matter what. And I want to thank you for also showing that it's still possible to still do what you want and, you know, live out your dream just as long as you put the work in. That's all you gotta do is stay consistent. So thank you for showing people that. I really appreciate that.
Much love. I appreciate you for the platform.
No problem. And just the Undersound Cherry B, and just tell the people where they can find you.
Listen, man. Shout outs to Cherri B for the amazing platform and opportunity. Y'all can tap it with me. All social media platforms, SLYSPITTA.com. SLYSPITTA.com. And all my socials are Mr. Sly Spitta. MRSLYSPITTA. Appreciate y'all.
Conscious and pleasures, many storms that I've weathered, picked apart, put together. KSI, you stay selling. Mine is gold, I'm so treasure. Heart so big you can't measure. Competition on stretchers. Peace never had a price tag. Got out my head and got in my bag. Freedom ain't free, still holding cash. Niggas in the field, sweat, tears, and grass. Rain sunny days in the overcast. Never going back to the overdraft. Balling in the draft, mastering my craft. Prayers up to the sky, energy never lies. Enemy still alive, real ones seem to die. Twist the world, but I try. Face, I don't fear change. Broke, stuck in your ways. Run it up to make plays. Pave ways to get paid. The only way to be saved. Winter grind, summer shine. Put in work over time. All I need is a sign. You do yours, I do mine. See you at the finish line. New book full of plays. Strategize to get paid. Champagne for the pain. All my niggas got game. All my shooters got aim.